I'm Peggy O'Neill, and welcome. I'm the founder of the Facebook community Answering the Call. And what we're here to do in answering the call and in our time together always is to help us listen to and then create the lives that we truly want and the world that we know in our hearts is possible. So we're answering the call, that little nudge that there's some other possibility for my life. There's some other possibility for the world, and then listening to that, and then more fully expressing in our own unique way what that is for us to live and express and do in the world. So thank you for being here. Again, I'm Peggy O'Neill, and we're having a Facebook Live. It is Wednesday, July the 20th. Today's topic is allowing ourselves to be allowing ourselves to be allowing. And if you're here live, please let me know. Say hi. If you're watching this on replay, please put in hashtag replay. You can ask questions at any time, make comments at any time. I'll answer them if they're live, and I'll answer them later if you're watching the replay. So let's get started. Allowing ourselves to be allowing. What do I mean by that? Our essential nature, who we truly are, is consciousness. Hey, Lisa. Good, good. Looking forward to it too. Our essential nature is consciousness, source, spirit, God's infinite being is the religious name for it. Consciousness, awareness, infinite intelligence, the universe. Each of us has different names for it, or we might use different names at different times, but it's the one being that we all essentially are. And the one being that we are is open, empty, allowing. It's a space. You could, metaphorically, it's like the space in the room in which you're sitting. If you look at the space in the room, it's open and allowing. If I threw a ball across the room doesn't say stop, you might break something. So that in our essential nature might not seem like that, but of course that's why we're here. We're here to open to who we truly are. So, but who we truly are is this open, empty, allowing space, just like the ocean is one open ocean, and there are waves that express the ocean in unique ways. We're here expressing this open, empty space in our own unique way. And so it's an allowing space. So how do we know it's allowing? Look at all that it's allowed. Look at all that it's allowed. All kinds of activity, agreements, disagreements, love, hate. It allows everything. It allows everything. And again, our essential nature is that allowing. So why don't we experience that allowing? Because we have conditioned ourselves and taken on society's conditioning, which judges things, likes things, doesn't like them. And I mean, like I might like a beige couch and not like a black couch. Okay, so it's not that kind of likes. That's not like personal preferences kind of likes, but the kind of likes and dislikes that make us feel separate from another person. That where we're judging them in a negative way, or judging them in a too positive way that we feel separate from them. So what I mean by that, there could be some hero in your life or somebody you really admire, but you go, oh, but I could never be like them. So that's a like that you have that keeps us separate, or keeps you separate from that person. So we have been conditioned to like things, dislike things, judge things, to be upset about things, to really like things. All of that is not the open, empty, more neutral space of allowing that is our essential nature. So it can take a while to let that sink in. So I'll run that by us again and let you uh, let yourself try to sense that as I say it, if you haven't already, that who you are is the open, empty, allowing, loving space of awareness, source, consciousness, infinite intelligence. Again, whatever name works for you to call that one being that we are. So, it's already mentioned what gets in the way of that, our society conditioning, cultural conditioning. There's nothing wrong with that. We grew up with that. Consciousness allowed that. So there's nothing wrong with it. However, if we want to be who we truly are, be this open space, then we want to first be aware, well, that's who we are. But then, oh, this is conditioning that has me not allowing. So what is that conditioning? I already mentioned some of it, but our judgments, our thoughts about ourselves and other people. So there are things we don't allow about ourselves. We judge ourselves. Oh, I didn't do good enough, or I could have been nicer, or I didn't perform correctly. Those sorts of things. So you're hearing what we have to let go of if we want to live as the allowing space we are. So we have to let go of our judgments. So how do we do that? Frankly, there's no how to do it except to do it. As a coach, that's not the easiest thing for me to say, to just do it. But that's really what we have to do. We have to realize, oh, I'm thinking these judgments, and then refocus our attention. Take our attention away. Not get entangled in those thoughts. Not get involved with those thoughts. Just actually notice them. Oh, wow, I'm judging those other people, I'm judging myself, and then to put our attention on something else. Wait, I'm going to put my attention on allowing, being open. That's just what's happening right now. Now, of course, if there's some real errant behavior that needs to be attended to, then of course, if you've gotten yourself to that place of being open and allowing, then you'll go attend to it in a wise place, in an open place, not in a judgmental, reactionary, angry sort of place. So it doesn't mean all behavior is acceptable. You've heard me say that quite a bit. But when we open to the allowing that we are, then we're much able to be more effective with situations that really aren't acceptable. So we're going to leave that out for the rest of the conversation today, just because we're going to focus on how do we be allowing ourselves to be allowing. And that's part of it too, is to allow ourselves to be allowing. It feels so uncomfortable because we really have to, we've got to let go of that society's conditioning, because what do we often do? We've had a difficult conversation with somebody, and then we start ruminating, right? Why did they say that? Well, I said this, they said that, they said this, I said that. Why is that happening? Why did they do that? Why did they act like that? Why did I act like that? What can I say to them now? We just go on and on and on and say, wait a minute, I'm caught up in this. I'm going to stop thinking about it. And what can I do now that aligns with who I am or what I want to do next? Could be take a walk, could be read a book, could be get back to work. And yes, just let that go. You might have heard the story of the two monks that are walking along the riverbank, and they're about ready to cross, and they notice a woman before they're going to cross, and the woman is all upset because she has on these beautiful clothes, and right there she'd have to get her clothes wet to cross the river, but that's where she wants to cross, and I guess that's the crossing point in the river. And so she's all upset, trying to figure out what to do. And these particular monks were prohibited from having anything to do with women, talking to women, touching women, nothing like that. So here this woman's all upset. Here are these two monks about to cross the river. One of them picks up the woman, carries her across, puts her down, and then the two monks continue. And after about another hour and a half, the other monk said to the monk that did the carrying, "How could you do that? How could you break our vows and carry that woman across the river?" And the monk who did that said, "Well, I put her down an hour and a half ago. You're still carrying her." So that's the idea, is that we quit carrying these thoughts and these feelings that aren't who we are. We let them go. Now, that can take a while to work with that. I mean, I've finally gotten pretty good at it. It's taken a few years, so I'm not saying that, oh, today you'll be really good at it. But today you can decide, yeah, I'm going to be that open, empty, allowing space. And to do so, that means When I notice I'm getting all caught up in some thoughts, I'm going to let them go. I'm going to detach from them. Doesn't mean I don't care, but I'm going to just let them go. And the same thing with feelings. Okay, let me see what else. So we're letting go of our judgments, our thoughts, our emotions. Also, sometimes on activities, we pay attention to activities and we get all caught up in the drama of them. Same thing. Wait a minute, I'm caught up in the drama here. I'm going to look somewhere else, or I'm going to watch it from a more neutral perspective. I'm going to not let my thoughts and my emotions pull me into the drama and be more of a detached observer. Another thing that we want to do, that we unwittingly do, is we identify people with their behavior. So somebody could be totally misbehaving, but then we start labeling them like they're a jerk, instead of, no, they're acting like a jerk. They're being a jerk right now, but that's not who they are. So we can remember that no matter what people are doing, they're actually divine beings. We're all divine beings, no matter what we're doing. So we can remember that. That can help us be allowing. Okay, so and then we've been focusing for the last week and then this week and within the community in conversation around focusing a lot on thank you. So that can help too if you've taken that on, to focus on thank you, saying that like a mantra silently to yourself throughout the day. Then like in a situation where you realize, oh, I'm all caught up in these thoughts and these feelings, I'm gonna let them go, and then you can just say thank you. And that, what I've noticed as I've taken this on, is that that helps dissolve those sorts of feelings pretty quickly, because now my attention now is focused on thank you. And as we more deeply embody that experience of thank you, that helps make it easier to be more allowing and let things go. But that's one of the things I've found that's been very useful for me as I've taken it on just in the last few weeks. So are there any questions? Comments? Is it making sense? Okay, so I'll repeat again. So we're allowing ourselves to be allowing, and basically what we want to do is, number one, remember who you truly are is an open, empty, allowing space. So it's the natural being that you are, the fundamental being that you are. The thoughts, the judgments, they're good, they're bad, that's right, that's wrong, all of that dilemma that we get ourselves into with all of our thinking, that's conditioned behavior. It's been programmed into us. Our society leads us to do that. Tell me more about that horrible conversation. We're trained to, let's talk about it, let's gossip, let's really get into this. So it can take a lot to go, I'm not going there anymore. And not focus on the thoughts, not focus on the emotions, and then come back to who I truly am, is allowing, open. And saying thank you can help with that experience. So Lisa, love the story, great. I've been trying out thank you as a mantra, and it does help to stay more present. Oh, that's great. Great to hear. Thank you for telling us that. Okay, and thank you again for being here, and remember who you truly are is an open, empty, allowing, loving space. A space of awareness, source. God's infinite being is a religious name. Thank you. Have a great day.